Brad, what would you say to someone that qualifies now to purchase a home, but feels like the prices are too high and just wants to wait for them to go down?
Right. So I've been. Thanks again for having me. But I have a lot of pre-approved clients who are just frustrated lately. Like they qualify for this new higher purchase price, but they really want to wait until prices go back down. Even though their rent payments are going up. In reality, prices have gone up over the past year. We've seen 15% appreciation in some parts of Southern California. So for example, like a house in Orange County 1 year ago, it was 800,000. And now 1 year later, with that 15% price appreciation, we've seen that price go to $920,000. And so 1 year ago, if you were to buy that house at 800,000, you were to put 5% down, that's $40,000. And the monthly payment would have been 3412 for principal and interest, assuming a 30-year fixed mortgage at 3.5%. So the payment would have been 3412. And if the price on that same house went up 15%, it's going to go from 800,000 to 920,000 just in 1 year with that 15% price appreciation. And so with that, like that's $120,000 higher in price, and the 5% down payment for that would jump to $46,000. So that's 6,000 more just for the down payment with that price appreciation. And also the monthly payment's going to rise to $39.24 versus the $34.12. So that's a $512 monthly increase just because of the price appreciation we've seen in the last year. So I totally understand, the pain, and I've had clients who have been pre-approved for a year who just are getting frustrated, and they feel like they're overpaying for houses. And the reality is just like Jerry was talking about, there's low inventory, right? And there's low supply, but there's a lot of demand. And so that's one of the reasons why we've seen the steep incline with prices. And, just talking to experts and listening to experts, like a lot of people are saying that, we could see another 8 to 10% appreciation this year with prices. So if you're buying your primary home, like it's really hard to like time the market. And if you're lucky enough to try and time the market, like for instance, if we see like a 10% drop in price, so that would mean that $920,000 home would drop to $828,000 if you time the market with let's say the prices went down by 10%. So how that would impact you, your 5% down payment, it would be $41,400. So you'd save $4,600 for the down payment, but the monthly payment is also going to drop, right? It's going to go to $35.32 using that same interest rate, right? And so that's a $392 drop in monthly payment if prices drop by 10%. But on the flip side, you hear it in the news, and you hear financial people talk about this, is that they're saying that mortgage rates might keep going up. Like, we've been so low for so long that eventually they have to keep going up. So, rates were at 2.5% back in November, December of 2020. And we've slowly been seeing them go up from 2.5% to the high twos to the low threes. And then now we're hovering between like 3.5% to 4%. So we've already seen the increase in interest rates. And like I said, if you're lucky enough to time the market, like what happens if prices do come down by 10%, but what happens if rates go up a 1% with that, right? So what happens if they go down by 10% and rates go up by a full percent? Your monthly payment's going to be $39.85 per month. So that's $61 higher than if you bought now. So just something to think about with interest rates. But, I feel if it makes sense in your budget, like your monthly payment, your cash out of pocket, your down payment, it fits your budget right now, I still think it's a great time to buy.
I've been in lending before, and I know how challenging it is when rates start to move around for people. But on the real estate side, what we always say, people say, is now a good time to buy? And I say the best time to buy was 20 years ago, and the second best time to buy is today. We've seen, if you look historically for the last 150 years, we've seen a minimum of a 5% improvement year over year over year for 150 years. I have friends from 30 years ago that are still renting apartments and waiting for the values to drop. It just isn't going to happen